what the? Oh, wow. I didn't know that was going off. Wow. Oh, what a miracle. Oh, I didn't know that was going off. Oh, goodness gracious. It's almost 1:45. I better get up and go review Raw. Oh, my goodness. Man. Oh, boy. What a night. Oh, goodness. One of the longest nights of my life here. Put me to sleep. Yeah, I can't really hear anything right now because Nia Jax blew out my stupid eardrums. Gets my hearing back because I can't hear a thing right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, look, we're actually live now. Wow, it's a shame I can't hear my own voice. I mean, luckily I don't have to hear anybody else talking. In the stream, since I'm the only one talking, I have to read the live chat, so my hearing is going down pretty bad because Nia Jax, man, she blew out my eardrums. Let's quench my thirst first. Hope it'll help, but yeah, we're already live, so I guess I might as well start going. I mean, I'm going to be pulling a Beethoven here because I'm pretty deaf right now because I can't hear anything. Thank you, Nia Jax. Did I already put you on my list? I believe I already did. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where did I had to put, did I put Nia Jax on this list already? I don't look like I have. So once again, guys, I'm sorry if I'm talking a little weird. It's just, I just can't hear anything because Nia Jax blew out my eardrums. So Nia Jax, you know what happens when you blow out my eardrums? You know what happens when you completely suck at your job? Nia Jax. Oh, I hear my own burp. I get my sense of hearing back. But Nia Jax, you just made the list. I'll keep this list out. There's going to be a bunch of things going on the list tonight. Oh, boy. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I'm coming at you for my live review of this nightmare. This absolute freaking nightmare of Monday Night Raw that took place on December 3rd, 2018, down south in Houston, Texas. We're going to breeze right through the results of this review. Guys, the past 2 weeks, I was not able to watch Raw live. 2 weeks ago, I was visiting some friends. Last week, I was out of town on a little trip with some of the guys in my family. Boy, do I really wish I would have chosen to work Monday nights instead of Tuesday nights. Because I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't know how I got through this episode of Raw. Other than the Dean Ambrose promo and somewhat the stuff with Drew McIntyre, I really, for the life of me, felt that they were purposely, and this is my opinion, purposely trying to see if they can get any worse than it was last week. If it weren't for those two things, again, the Dean Ambrose stuff I enjoyed, the stuff with Drew McIntyre Appreciation Day I thought was actually somewhat good. It wasn't great, and I'll explain why, of course, when we get there. But my gosh. And of course, above it all, Nia Jax blowing all of our ears out. Mine! Oh my goodness. I was falling asleep watching this episode. Literally, that woke me up, but it also blew out my ears. Quenched my thirst once again. So once again, there's like nothing much to really talk about at all of this review. But of course, I'll do it for you guys. I'm going to rant, because I know you guys love it when I rant. So, only a couple more Raws left of this year. So let's get through them as we are approaching the final month of 2018. Let me, before I check the live chat though, of course, once again, I want to thank you guys all again, as I probably found out, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday or literally Friday. If you haven't noticed yet, guys, but I reached 1,000 subscribers mid to late last week, and as I keep saying, and I even said it in my little thank you video. Thank you guys as always again for your support to my channel, whether it's for my Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, any of my wrestling content, my video game content, or just like the goofy little shit I do here and there just for the fun of it. Again, I just come on here and just do me pretty much on this whole channel, but to reach 1,000 subscribers again is just very well, appreciate you guys again. You guys are all awesome. And, I do things also not just because it's just what I want to do, but I do things for you guys as well, because just to show my support and thanks. Again, I just do this for fun, but, I always appreciate. So without further ado, I want to get, serious and, into, how I truly feel about this episode of Raw. Of course, I'm going to just breeze through the results, rant on some things, add some stuff to the list, but we will get right to it. But first, of course, let's check the live chat, or the chat of live, and see what we got here. So let me see here. Let's see here. We've got Mark. What's going on, Mark? He says, "What's up?" Other than Raw tonight, I'm pretty good. I don't get it if Bray Wyatt. If I don't get it if Bray Wyatt is supposed to be returning, where is he? Apparently he was apparently he was on Starrcade last week, where the heck it was, and he defeated Corbin, but I don't know where the heck what the heck's, I don't know what they're going to do with him at this point. Coming back at this point, they'd probably just make him even worse the way he is now. Who knows? Hi, Lauren. Raw is dead. Raw is beyond dead. Sorry you had a deaf experience. It just blew my eardrums out, but I'm fine. You sound sick. You okay? I'm not sick. I'm just tired, literally. That Raw, I will put it this way, guys. I've been to a couple crappy live events that weren't televised. I was at Roadblock End of the Line in 2016. I also was at the Raw in 2015, the night the League of Nations was formed. That, I still say that Raw was probably the worst ever live event I attended. If I felt like this episode of Raw dragged like no tomorrow, because last week's I didn't watch live. I just watched the highlights. This week's I just watched the highlights. It was that bad that it felt like it was going to be forever till this show ended. Forever. Last week probably one of the worst Raws of all time. This was definitely the worst ever Raw I ever watched from beginning to end live, and it was not a pretty sight. But no, I'm not sick. I'm just tired. Bray's buried. Raw was a D. The only thing she enjoyed was the Dean and Seth segment. Baron is definitely a horrible GM. Gotta feel for Slater and Rhino. Oh, for sure, definitely. I definitely feel for the both of them. Every Raw is going to suck as long as Corbin is in charge. Dear Lord, please help me. It's going to continue to do worse because, once again, I keep saying that should be a role he's killing. He should be like being awesome with. But as I keep saying, one, he sounds like a little kid when he talks. Horribly scripted promos, and two, he does not have any solid credentials to back him up, make him look like such a powerful, authority figure. I'm sorry, he does not. I just watched Raw to see Dean, Drew, and Seth. Don't blame you. Dolph is a face again. Gender main eventing, co-main eventing for sure. Was Vince behind this show again? Of course he was. Who else would have been? Looks like we're getting Nia versus Ruby in a tables match. Oh joy, yeah. We can't get Hardy and Joe in a tables match at TLC, but we can get Ruby Riott and Natalya in a tables match. Pre-show. Let's see here. And where the fuck is Brock? Where he always is, on his lazy ass couch, just watching the show, holding on to the most unprestige championship in the WWE right now. It's called Monday Night Garbage. What's up, Larry? Good night. I'm glad I did Raw protest. I gotta check it out. So Finn helped two people win tonight. Yes, he did. Oh, what's up, Robbie? Saying, Mr. 1000, congrats on raising the milestone subscribers for sure, Robbie. Thank you, and as always, thank you again for your support as well. Lashley's ass already made my list. I couldn't look when that happened. Thanks for a nice shout, and also for sure thing. And of course, Robbie's got a quote. My quote I did. We were discussing Christmas movies on Twitter the other day from Home Alone, guys. Of course, yo, Bobby, with one more can, kid, and I'll snap off your cojones and boil them in motor oil. And that's one of my favorite lines from the show. Congrats, 1,000 subs is wonderful for sure. Hashtag the chat of live. Apparently Matt Hardy is rumored to be GM of Raw. Really? I thought they were going to go with Alexa Bliss, which would be bad, except we'd probably be getting constant open forums. Oh my goodness. That's probably going on the list. There's a lot of things going on the list. This Bayley and Sasha needs to end already, but they'll be the next women's tag champs. I just want them to be in the running for you, to be in line for, a women's championship opportunity, but nope, that can't happen. Bayley and Sasha versus Lita and Trish, and I'd rather have Trish versus Sasha, to be honest. I agree. She fell asleep for an hour. Well, I almost fell asleep too. Last week's Raw was worse. I agree. If I suggest next week during Raw, you should do a 3-hour live stream while you're no holds barred, like do your best impressions, add stupid idiots to the list, etc. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe I will. That honestly would not be. I would consider that. Maybe depends. Well, again, because my sister's gonna be coming home on Thursday, so I might be doing some stuff with her. But I'll have to do that at some point, Robbie. I'll have to do that. Let's see here. Think of all the matches Matt Hardy could come up with if he was in charge. Every Raw would be extreme. It would be, but of course, the man behind creative, would he go for that? I mean, that's a great idea, but I don't know if the man behind the creative would want to go with that. Vince, was Alexa face tonight? I don't think she was. That whole open forum stuff was BS. Yeah, right. Mark says, Elite Squad, what's up? Fell asleep for an hour as well. Don't blame you. We can't get Joe versus Hardy as a stipulation, or even Randy versus Ray. Really, WWE? Randy versus Ray, I'm still seeing it as a chairs match, though. That's what I think is going to happen with that, which hopefully they can put on a good match. Corbin and Kalisto put on a great chairs match at TLC in 2016, so why can't heel Orton and Rey Mysterio do it as well? It could be awesome. Elite Squad was so bad, definitely. Lashley is really boring. Does this bore you guys? I mean, I know I'm not ripped like Bobby Lashley, but does this bore you guys? Does this make you guys happy? Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I had to. I just literally was a huge hypocrite. You can put me on the list for that, guys. That was awful. Lashley needs a new gimmick and go to SmackDown. That would be actually good for him, definitely. What's his character coming into the show? Show his ass. Hashtag Bobby Lashley sucks. He does, and that's all him and Elias's feud based around. Hashtag Bobby Lashley sucks. What are the chances we won't see Leo Rush for a while? That's a good question, but he's not really being used on 205 Live ever since he lost to Cedric Alexander, so I'm not sure where they're going with him. There wasn't that good of a match on tonight's episode of Raw at all. For sure, there wasn't a good match at all, for sure. I agree with that. Monday Night Mike. That's what we should be calling Monday nights now. Finn versus Drew at TLC is finally getting the credit it deserves, for sure. That could be a good match. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton chairs match should be good. Yes, it should be. Raw stopped being good in late 2015, for sure. Lashley versus Elias for the millionth time at TLC. Think about how we had two when it was Lashley as the face and Elias as the heel. How many times we had that as well? Ah, gosh. SmackDown has more marquee matches than Raw. Styles and Bryan should be the TLC match for WWE title for sure, or at least a ladder match, as I keep saying. Elias hasn't had a match in so long. No, he hasn't. Yeah, my ass just made the list for sure. Apparently that was funny though. Okay, cool. I guess. Yeah, Corbin and Kalisto's TLC chairs match at TLC was one of the things definitely underrated. Corbin was great at NXT. Rude needs to stop being a laughing. Oh my goodness, we'll get to Bobby Roode shortly. Ambrose versus Rollins or Bryan versus Styles should be a ladder match. I agree. Braun versus Baron is going to main event TLC, or Nia versus Ronda. No. If anything, what should main event is either Bryan and Styles or the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Those two matches are going to be awesome. I definitely think should main event. But let's get to the review. I'll talk about just I usually go hour by hour. I want to do it half by half because that's how bad this show was. Let's start off at the beginning. First, we start off, of course, with a 10-bell salute for former President George Bush, the dad, of course, who passed away on Friday morning, I believe, or Friday night or Saturday morning, one of the two. So rest in peace to George Bush, who died at the age of 94. I believe he's now the longest living president ever, surpassing Gerald Ford. Just a little bit of a history lesson there, because I can name my presidents in order from 1 to 45, if you know what I mean. But we're not going to get into politics, of course, but of course, definitely rest in peace to President George Bush. We then at first I'm thinking, okay, here comes a 20-minute promo. But then, of course, we're getting teased for the rumored tag match, which when my friend texted me on like Friday, I think it was, that we're getting this tag match with Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey and Natalya taking on a team of Nia Jax and Tamina. I said, dude, why are you making me try to lose my appetite already? So this match is coming out. I'm like, well, at least it's not going to be a 20-minute promo. And of course, what cracks me up is right before we get into what happened, Michael Cole, I believe it was, said that Tamina has been quite an X factor ever since coming along with Nia, teaming up with Nia Jax. So they said, just watch what happened last week. They showed what happened last week. All that happened was Nia and Tamina just surrounded Ronda. And then when the Riot Squad came out, they both backed off. And then, Natalya came out. The Riot Squad then blindsided the Natalya and Ronda went to save them. And Tamina apparently is an X factor. Hey guys, I'm just standing here right now, just absolutely watching my screen. I'm an X factor. I witnessed a bar fight about a month ago in Atlantic City. I'm an X factor. I'm dangerous. See, I'm dangerous now, guys. I'm standing here. I'm dangerous. That makes me an X factor. Apparently, I bet it's the big difference to Nia Jackson or anyone I'm part of those that team up with. Tamina was called an X factor for watching a brawl with Ronda and Natalya and the Riot Squad last week. Talk about overhype. Let's put this on the list. You know what happens, WWE, when you make it seem like that, everything is the best ever? You know what happens when you just always try to set the bar so high because you're all freaking talk? WWE overhype, you just made the list. And that's not all. I have a comma right away. I can go to the next line of the page. But so Ronda comes out. We're smiling as always because Ronda smiles, doesn't sell any injuries, even though, again, I'll still give her credit. She's done well this year. Not amazing, but she's done well. But she needs to sell some stuff better. Natty comes out. Before the match starts, the Riot Squad start coming out. Liv and Sarah are carrying a table. But then Nia and Tamina blindside them, and then it's like, okay, focus on who you hate, and we'll focus on who we hate. So Nia Jax and Tamina's focus on Ronda Rousey and Riot Squad, then driving Natalya through a table, and again, it's probably teasing for like a tables match with Ruby and Natty. Okay, once again, we're just wasting that instead of making it a meaningful feel like Joe and Hardy. And as I always keep saying, a big problem I have with tables matches is that they're way too easy to make it look bad. Like even though, you know, I thought the wrong person went over, one of the better tables matches I can think of recently we got was Cena and Rollins at TLC 2014 because, you know, of all the drama going on, like that was good. But my opinion, like you think about matches, like, you know, when Sheamus beat Cena in 2009, it just looked weak. When of course, I ranted about this 2 weeks ago in my top 10 best and worst matches video about how Big Show lost because his foot slipped and went through a table. Like, if anything, I feel tables matches should be 2 out of 3. That's why I was picked, because, you know, it could just look stupid immediately. Like it just looks stupid sometimes. So I guess we're getting that. I don't know. We got a replay of what happened afterwards, and it's only about 10 minutes of the Raw. We got about 5 things that happened in the first hour of Raw tonight. 5 things, I believe, that happened. Here comes the second thing. Outcome. Well, first we see Ronda Rousey with Natty backstage. And then later we see, you know, Ronda hunting down Alexa Bliss, getting in her face, saying, you better do something about the Riot Squad. So Alexa Bliss apparently sent the Riot Squad home, and it said that Ronda could pick another partner for their match, which is going to be in the main event. Dear God almighty. But anyways, before we got to that, of course, Alexa Bliss comes out because she is now the head of the Raw Women's Division. You know, she kind of already was, since she was a champion for how long. And she comes out, and she wants to try doing the open forum Q&A thing again. You know what happens once you repeat things over and over again? And you know what happens when you're doing a segment that's continuing to make Sasha Banks and Bayley look stupid? Alexa Bliss's open forums, you just made the list. I don't care if I spell forums wrong. I probably put an extra E in there. Who knows? As I keep saying, I have never in my life, never seen the This Is Your Life Bayley segment. Never have. I can thank my ex-girlfriend for that because I was on a date that night. But that's the only thing I can thank her for now these days. But I've never gone back and watched it. But with last week's open forum segment and this week's open forum segment, I just really feel like, you know, that's probably exactly how it felt back for This Is Your Life, Bayley. It's Alexa Bliss like having Sasha and Bayley con, because apparently we need to get to know them better, what they want to do for the Raw Women's Division. Well, how is it that these two have been having the same tag matches all year long and have been nowhere close, as I keep saying, to being in the title picture since they were in the Elimination Chamber match? You dragged on their feud for how long that nobody cared about the end results? Nobody. Not at all. And I'm tired of having fans ask, yes, Sasha, when are you going to turn on Bayley? Like, oh, you want to see it happen? Well, nope, it's not going to happen. Oh, you want to see it happen? You want to see it happen? Nope, not going to happen. We've been getting this for almost a freaking year. If you're not going to do it, just drop it and quit teasing us about it. It's driving me insane. So people are asking their questions and whatnot. And apparently Bayley's like, oh, yeah, you didn't know. So when is all your cronies going to come out and attack us? So then we have, you know, Mickey, Dana, and Alicia come out. And Alexa stops them, sets up another tag match they didn't care about. Bayley and Sasha win. They mentioned something about women's tag champions, which once again I don't want to see unless they merge both tag team divisions, because we don't need 50 more titles on this show. So I didn't care about this match again. These open forums are just awful because apparently we don't know anything about Sasha and Bayley again. Why are these two even still around in WWE? Why? If they were the biggest names to the 4 Horsewomen down in NXT, of course, they're still supposed to be known as that. How am I supposed to want to see them be involved in, like, you know, the 4 Horsewomen match? You're probably going to get sometime next year. How? You have to put them both on SmackDown. And if you did that, of course, Raw's division is going to be even more weaker than expected. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Put both Sasha Banks and Bayley on SmackDown next year. I dare you, WWE. Do it. And it will continue to expose how bad Raw will be. Of course, that's probably not going to happen because obviously Charlotte or Becky, one of them's got to go to Raw. One of them's going to be, I mean, I prefer Charlotte going over to Raw, but it's got to happen because these two are just, I want to leave if I were them. I'm just tired of sitting here watching them suffer, being overshadowed, not even getting anywhere near like a number one contenders match or whatnot. They weren't even in the freaking number one contenders battle royale at Evolution, yet they still had a mixed tag match. Not a mixed tag, there's a regular tag team match, 6-woman tag match with the Riot Squad. Why? I don't know. Definitely, in my opinion, both of them are the most underutilized of this year for sure. There's a lot of people who are underutilized, and there's some who are just god awful. We'll get to that, of course, in my special streams this month, but that happened. Bayley and Sasha beat Mickie James and Alicia Fox. I did not care at all about the match. And then we had a video package of Baron Corbin's career as an authority figure. Keep in mind, again, we are still not over the 1 hour mark yet. And I find it funny, this video package just showed Corbin doing nothing, but, you know, the beatdown I did on Strowman the other week, and Corbin just beating the crap out of Finn Balor. Those are the only things they showed in that clip. I'm just like, boring. I do not care for the general manager-elect Baron Corbin. And of course, also there was a moment in a backstage segment in this show also where apparently they're saying, yeah, the rumors are that Braun Strowman may be showing up. That's what's saying on the internet. That's what bothers me also. What really hurts the hype is when they mention, oh, the rumors on the internet are speculating that, you know, the Shield can get back together. That's why the Shield reunion in 2017, like I was cool with it, but in 2017 that is. But the fact that they keep mentioning, oh, it's being mentioned on the internet that this is going to happen. I am tired of WWE, you know, teasing us with that because I feel like it's a troll move in my opinion. Makes me sick. It's like, oh, you're giving it away. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it happens. It's like, okay, it happened. Cool. We knew it was going to happen. Let's just keep going with this. Oh, then we had a backstage segment where Rude and Gable are asking for a rematch against Authors of Pain for the tag titles. Corbin says he gets it, but they lost and they're owed nothing. But he's a fair guy. We'll give him a title match if Bobby Roode can beat Drake Maverick with Chad Gable and both members of Authors of Pain banned from ringside. Now remember that. Not so we're only getting Bobby Roode versus Drake Maverick for crying out loud, but he banned everyone else from ringside. Remember that. We then had the Lucha House Party come out, and Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson come out saying apparently that, you know, the Lucha House Party doesn't know how to do tag team matches. And then it's going to be one-on-one with one member of them against Scott Dawson. And as soon as he gets in the ring again, once again it's announced, this match has now been thrown under Lucha House Party rules, so all three members can compete. Who in this freaking long, forgettable thing going on with the Lucha House Party and the Revival are the heels? Who are supposed to be the heels? Who are the ones that supposedly don't know how to do tag team wrestling? The guys who keep losing are apparently supposed to be the faces, but the Lucha House Party is still baby faces, but they're getting rules approved by a heel general manager. And it's slowly just burying them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground. Honestly, I was expecting the Big Show to show up. Since he randomly broke off with the Bar last week, I thought what Big Show came out instead. Like, I'd be like, it would make sense because, you know, they'd be like, okay, I'm tired of these, like, you know, 3 on 2s and whatnot. But it makes no sense. Like, I was happy to see the Lucha House Party come over the Raw because, like, oh, that means more people from 205 Live can get opportunities on other brands. But now I wish that they would stop using Lucha House Party in general on Raw. I hate it now. I absolutely hate it. Because they're supposed to be baby faces, and they're burying the Revival deeper and deeper. Like, I don't know how much lower you can bury the Revival right now. That dominating, team with great psychology and whatnot in NXT, that's gone. That's not coming back anytime soon. It's not. It's not happening. Oh, there's a Lucha House Party Rules. It's making them look like heels. That's we're supposed to cheer for them. So Lucha House Party Rules, is that on the list yet? No, it's not. You just made the list. Probably still not done. Who knows? Of course, Lucha House Party wins again. Don't care. And then we get this set, which this wasn't too bad. We have Corbin coming out to the ring. Of course, he's just saying how he's gonna win by forfeit against Braun Strowman in 2 weeks. He brags about his journey. But he has one person that has helped to make his journey easier, which is Drew McIntyre, which is he's declaring a Drew McIntyre Appreciation Night. Drew comes out. Drew gets some type of like medal pretty much for his hard work and whatnot. Corbin called it Raw's Gold Medal of Excellence, which, is good for Drew, I'd say, because, again, he's someone, I'm really getting behind, of course, with the work he's been doing on Raw. McIntyre gets on the microphone and thanks him for letting him do what he did to the roster, because people are there to play video games and collect a paycheck, which is why he's reformed Raw in his image as his home of the strong and the mighty, and he's doing a very good job. He talks about Finn Balor saying he likes to think of himself as the voice of these pathetic people, but the truth is Finn is nothing more than a boy in a man's world, and he's going to hurt him, break his spirit, to continue his mass destruction of him at TLC. But then we get the record scratch. And, oh, that's right, I forgot, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were part of an alliance, and recently it looked like the two of them weren't together more randomly, so they randomly split them up. So Dolph comes out. He says he thinks McIntyre is having memory problems because they had a deal and they were an alliance. He wasn't in the video package, though. He doesn't get it. They took everyone down, and yet his invitation to his little party got lost in the mail. McIntyre says, truth is, Dolph, you were never invited. Dolph doesn't quite meet the height requirement for one, which, of course, okay, enough of the big man, little man jokes. Like, that stuff gets old. Dolph was saying that he was the brains, but then McIntyre says, no, he was the whole package, and their business relationship was working for him, but not anymore. If Dolph wants to know his role, it was to get him in a prominent position, and look at him now, which is pretty much true, was to get Drew to a prominent position, and it worked. He then thanks Ziggler and tells him he can leave anytime. Dolph doesn't move. Drew asks if his thanks aren't good enough, and he's gonna cry before saying he should kiss his feet for making him relevant for the first time in 10 years. Dolph first waves it off, but then turns around and starts brawling with McIntyre, hits a zigzag on him, and he goes to leave. But then Corbin starts yelling at him, telling him if he wants to fight, you got it right now. So we have a match with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, the official breakup, which was an okay match. Of course, it was kind of long, but it was okay. But it's kind of like, this should have been like a one-on-one feud with each other in some ways. Like, I know we're getting McIntyre and Balor, which is cool, but we could have gotten McIntyre and Ziggler though. It's at this point. I mean, we could still do McIntyre and Balor at some other point, but on pay-per-view, but I feel like there's kind of like rush this ending and whatnot. Like, it's like they forgot. Oh, that's right. We're pairing up. We're having McIntyre now be a stable with Lashley and Corbin. So we gotta. Oh, that's right. We gotta immediately break up that thing with him and Dolph now. So let's just do it on Raw. Get over with whatnot. The match had like 2 commercial breaks involved. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Again, it was kind of long. During the match, though, Finn Balor came out and was pretty much just waiting for the right moment to strike. Of course, the referee got knocked down at one point. McIntyre was outside the ring. Finn hit a running drop kick. But then McIntyre first almost didn't get in, which looked like it was a botch. I didn't think McIntyre got back in at first, but I thought they counted to 10, but McIntyre did get back in. But then Dolph hit with a super kick at the win. So, okay, I don't know why Dolph won right there, but again, it was kind of like an abrupt end of their alliance. But it looks like Dolph's a babyface again. But my thing is I don't know where it's going for Dolph. I mean, obviously, him and McIntyre was like the only thing, that keep him somewhat relevant, especially on Raw. So it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to catering, or if he's even one of the people who may be leaving WWE in April to go to AEW. That's where it'll be taking place. Who knows? Dolph Ziggler wins. We'll see what we get. We see McIntyre then walking backstage. He says Dolph Ziggler was never his friend, just an asset. Now he's an enemy. He's terrified because he knows how sick and twisted he can be. And Finn Balor is now a marked man. We have Elias standing in the ring saying it's a song, playing a few bars for Bobby Lashley, and Leo Rush was standing on the stage. Leo hypes up Lashley, of course, as the Almighty, doing his favorite poses. Not going to do the ass pose again. And then Elias gets sick of it. He just gets up and he starts walking up the stage like they're both face-to-face shows. Like, okay, like they're not stupid enough to know that Elias is going to go after Lashley. So they start brawling. He threw Lashley into the stage, and Lashley just gets on the ground, just backs off backstage, like behind the entrance, and goes backstage. Elias comes back out. Finn Balor goes out of nowhere, pushes Rush back onto the stage, and Elias hits Leo Rush with his guitar. As I keep saying, quit having Elias use his guitar as a weapon, because I don't like that, because they didn't do that in NXT also, even though his run on the main roster was better. But why is Elias constantly breaking guitars? WWE probably spends how much money on these guitars that he breaks. You could still have that money for like pyro and whatnot that apparently we can't use anymore. Save it all for. That's right. I'm sorry, he's sick. I don't want to rant on him too much now. But yeah, I don't care about this match at all whatsoever. We're getting a TLC. Bobby Lashley gets his face knocked into an LED board, and he backs off like a little pussy. It's behind into backstage. And Elias, could have just smacked him with the guitar right there. I don't like the guitar, so who cares about that as well? Let's do one more. We'll get to this part, and then we're going to go back to the live chat. Then we see Jinder Mahal and the Saint Brothers come back in. Jinder says that he wants to take care of Finn Balor for Corbin. Corbin makes the match. Then we see him bring in Heath Slater and Rhino and say he's been crunching some numbers, and he says that there's only room on Raw for one of them. So he puts a career on the line match for later on between Slater and Rhino. Says like, I got kids. Rhino says he's worked hard and he just can't just quit. So that sets up for that match later on tonight on the night. Let's check the live chat, see what we got here. Let me see, where were we at? Let me see here. Where were we at? I think we were right here. Out here. Did you see? Yeah, I saw Apollo Crews helping Finn. That was completely random. Apollo was good at NXT Elite, but he got called up way too soon. What's up, Jay? I don't know, but I hear rumors, but I have no clue. I don't even want to know. Dean and Seth can main event TLC for sure. As I keep saying, WrestleMania, I want Seth and Dean to be 3 stages of hell. It has to be. Like, I've been waiting to see a 3 stages of hell match for how long? The last one we got was in 2013 at Payback, which I didn't see at pay-per-view, of course, between Cena and Ryback. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins is way due for 3 stages of hell. WrestleMania, book it. Promise to do my TLC predictions tomorrow or Wednesday. Maybe I'll catch them tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow night, but Wednesday I'm working a double shift, so I may not be able to catch it live. I will check it out whenever I can. Still rumored Natty will turn on Ronda. Why? I don't know. Apparently, it was supposed to be a little. Apparently, it was supposed to happen sooner, but because of the death of a Jim Neidhart, they scratched the plans because of it. But yeah, I still don't know. Um, Tamina. Uh, oh yeah, rest in peace, George Bush Sr. for sure. Tamina pretty much sold Ronda's armbar very badly because she sucks. Can the Raw FTLC hurry up and get here so hopefully we can get a new GM? I hope so, but of course, like I said, if it's Alexa Bliss, if she continues to produce bad segments like these open forums, then it's going to be a long road for us guys. Trust me. I miss Owens and Zayn too, and Jericho, All Elite Wrestling. Mark misses Roman and Braun. I mean, I want to see Roman back in to be healthy and whatnot. WWE should have done Riot Squad versus Tamina and Nia versus Natalya and Ronda Rousey. I guess it would have been different, but some table matches are good. I mean, for sure, yeah. But again, some of them like it was done bad. Just look like cheap. That's why I'd rather see it be like a 2 out of 3, like tables match or something like that instead of just one break. Slayer as a referee, Rhino's probably going to get released soon, which I'm not surprised. Man, I've heard he's involved a lot with the House of Representatives in Michigan, so I think he's just more focused there than wrestling right now. I don't think going to SmackDown either. Lauren like Slater, Rhino could be retiring for sure. Yeah, I guess it's official. I'll put Baron Corbin on. I'm sorry, GM Baron Corbin on the list because I've just gotten sick of this role. It's just gotten bad. Itsy Bitsy Balor for crying out loud. Ziggler versus McIntyre needs more time in the ring. Yeah, for sure. Not so rushed. Yeah, I'm thinking about hearing the tag titles also. What's with Sasha saying she'll forever be partners with Bayley? Scripted promos. Yeah, and then she called out Graves. They teased the women's tag titles once again. What's up, Tia Koo Potter? Besides Raw, not too bad. Bring back Angle. I'd rather see him, of course, as GM. You didn't miss anything, Tia Koo Potter, except the fact that this review began with me sleeping and my alarm going off, but I couldn't hear it at first because my hearing went deaf because Nia Jax screamed out, "Mine!" And also I imitated Bobby Lashley's favorite pose for the heck of it, but yeah. Look where Kurt is. I knew Bobby Roode was pretty old. He's about 42. General Manager Angle versus General Manager elect Baron Corbin. Just not a pay on like a big pay-per-view. That's not a match I want to see like on like a pay-per-view. Like if it was at TLC, okay, whatever, but not a big pay-per-view. Charlotte needs to go to Raw. Becky is a SmackDown star. I feel so too. Becky is rumored to go to Raw in the shakeup, which could happen. Raw needs some star quality, but they'll get ruined, to be honest. One of the shows will ruin talents for sure. That's what's going to happen either way. Leave SmackDown starts with the R for sure. Becky go to Raw after she wins the Royal Rumble, which is definitely possible. Alexa was scared when Ronda confronted her. Oh, for sure. Lauren's phone is at 35%. Lauren, your phone sucks. Raw needs Charlotte or Becky, to be honest. They do for sure. Ronda's rumored to go to SmackDown. Yeah, apparently, because they want to go to SmackDown just so they can get like viewers for Fox and whatnot. Would surprise me if Becky did drop the title. If Becky does drop the title at TLC, then I think she needs to win the Women's Rumble for sure. I'll only accept Becky dropping the title if she wins the Women's Royal Rumble. That's all we're going to accept it. Drake and Rue was announced for TLC. It was for tonight. Can't stand Lucha House Party again. I like them on 205 Live, but not on Raw. Revival are still heels, but it should be a Lucha House Party. That's what I feel like because they're getting these 3-on-2 or 3-on-1 advantages, which is ridiculous. Are you doing a Big Show and Ziggler turn? I'm just doing a Ziggler turn. I'm not doing Big Show's turn, at least unless he does anything relevant at all. Elise Squad wants to see Finn Balor, Elias, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, and Dean Ambrose. Mine is Jinder Mahal, not a bad pick at all. The Lucha House Rules does suck. What's up, Team Skyway 206. Renee Young turns heel at TLC, which she was kind of getting a little aggravated with Corey Graves tonight, of course, too. The medal was it was awkward. Yeah, it was a little bit. It was all right. I'm down for Renee heel turn. She knows what's going on with Dean for sure. Yeah, like why is she still not going on for sure. Drew McIntyre Appreciation Night reminded me of John Cena Appreciation Night in 2014. I'd say it was a little bit better than John Cena Appreciation Night, but it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful either, I felt. I still believe that my 2-minute Lars Sullivan entrance video is more entertaining than 3 hours of Raw, and everything Mike does is 1,000 times better, more entertaining as well. Screw you, Raw. For sure, Larry. You rock, my friend. Drew should be face and Ziggler should be the heel, knowing Ziggler did take all the pinfalls for sure. Big man, little man jokes are definitely overused. Bray may replace Braun at TLC. If he does, hope he squashes Corbin. The Lars Sullivan video or the Raw equals AIDS video. I still need to see the Raw equals AIDS video. So face it, heel turns don't matter anymore. No reaction or shock factor anymore. That's the case for sure. Yeah. Check out my video on Dean's entrance. I gotta check that out, Lauren. I guess I'll leave it again soon. Should be in bed right now, but I can't sleep. That sucks, man. Dolph could go to SmackDown again. I mean, he could. They'll probably use it better there. But if he stays on Raw, I definitely think he's done at this point. And congrats also to Cena winning the Ali Award. He's returning on January 7th on Live Raw, but on December 29th and 30th, it's the SmackDown Live events. The 29th, again, is in Pittsburgh, but I'm not going to be able to go to it because I have stuff going on for the holiday. Cena can't be on Raw when he returns. He needs to go to SmackDown where he was drafted. SmackDown streaks their stars better for sure. Maybe I shouldn't go to Raw on January 7th. It'll be shit, but that's where John returns. I don't know. Tough decision for you, definitely. Bray and Strowman should reunite to be the Wyatt family and can be babyface, and they can nail down Corbin, McIntyre, and lastly, Lashley with Leo Rush. I guess they maybe could do with just Bray and Braun, because if you do it again with Bray and Harper and Rowan again, it just feels so overdone with how many times. I mean, Bray and Braun always separate because of the draft returning. So I guess Bray and Braun being together, I think, would be all right with me. I'd say so. That's not a bad deal, Elite Squad. Bludgeon Brothers need to return whenever Rowan's healthy again. He gets hurt often. Are you going to review the Dean and Seth segment? We're going to be into that, yes. Slater versus Rhino Career versus Career match reminded me of Mahal versus Slater. Where gets a contract in Raw in 2016. Screw that. Maybe they won't have too much time to do it. Who knows? Don't think Dean versus Seth will continue after Royal Rumble. You really think? Oh, yeah, because Seth versus Brock is rude. Or maybe maybe if that's the case, maybe they'll pick up with Seth and Dean after Mania then. Who knows? When's Kane's return date? No clue. That is Constipated Corbin. I forgot. Yeah, Constipated Corbin. I love that. Corbin making Raw worse for sure. Monday Night Garbage, as Larry says. Good stuff, guys. Let's review this awful second half. We didn't have Bobby Roode versus Drake Maverick. And I'm thinking, please don't beat John Cena versus John Laurinaitis again. Please don't beat John Cena versus John Laurinaitis again. Well, first off, Bobby Roode came out with no robe, which just makes his entrance look really bland. I saw that segment. Oh, on a bright side, though, we didn't get any piss jokes tonight on Raw. Didn't get that. We got this crap fest. So remember earlier when I said where Corbin banned Gable and the Office of Pain at ringside? Well, Office of Pain were backstage, then beat down Gable, and Corbin saying stuff like, "Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a 3-on-2 handicap match." Why? You said earlier, did you listen to what you said? You banned him at ringside, and he said, "Oh, guys, by the way, I forgot to mention, it's a 3-on-2 handicap match. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that." You said before they were banned from ringside. So that happens. Office of Pain come out right when Roode's about to pin Maverick. And then Gable comes out trying to save Bobby Roode. but then doesn't work out. Maverick wants to be tagged in. He gets tagged in, and Drake Maverick pins Bobby Roode. So now what? So now who benefited from this? Nobody, because you have your Raw Tag Champions who are being pushed over a pee joke gimmick, and your manager, who is also a babyface general manager on 205 Live, but is a heel on Raw, and now Chad Gable and Bobby Roode have absolutely nothing to do. So in my opinion, I guess we're not getting a Raw tag title match at TLC. Fine me, because this division is a complete joke. Fuck it. Anyways, so we then have this. This actually was the best part of the show, I thought. We hear this loud siren going off. And then we see 6 men dressed in black wearing gas masks. And they stay on the ramp. And then Dean Ambrose comes out wearing a gas mask as well. And then he gets into the ring, still with the mask on, breathing, before saying that he apologizes for the drastic measures, but says you can't be too safe in a dangerous slum like Houston, Texas. He needs this not just to protect himself or whatever diseases are in the arena, but to protect him from that madman, Seth Rollins. He says that, but then he takes off the mask. Which I don't know if like someone's ear is saying, hey, take off the mask. We can't really hear you too well. But you literally say you need that mask to protect yourself. Then you just expose yourself. Like, okay, that was a little strange. He takes it off and he says that Rollins attacked him unprovoked. Maybe a little, but he's surprised that a guy that calls himself the Architect would be so easy to rile up. But Seth, just like all of you, needy and emotional. He complained about people asking for pictures, sticking their phones in his face, and he asked if they have any idea what it's like living with somebody who's always got to be right. At first, I'm like, are you talking about your wife there? But then, he says they don't have the guts. They are to slap them in the face. They have a weak characters like Seth Rollins, who they cheer for because he makes them feel important, and that's disgusting. The Shield used to be something to be proud of, but after a while, all Rollins and Reigns cared about was being role models and sucking up to the people. We get a "We Want Roman" chance or a Rollins chance or whatnot. I can't remember what it was. Dean says something like sometimes life sucks. You don't always get what you want. Seth and Roman changed. They sold out, and he's the constant. The last man in this industry with integrity. The only thing he's guilty of is trusting people, but no more. He's proud to stand alone in this ring as the moral compass of WWE. He's going to take the IC title by force, but that's just going to be too easy. He wants Seth to understand exactly what's going to happen. Rollins is going to drop the ball, slip up, and lose control of himself, of his emotions, and the situation, but nobody worried the title will fall safely into his hands, which the way he was looking, I don't know if he was teasing the ladder match, but it wasn't the case. Rollins came out, his music hits, but he comes out from the crowd and starts brawling with people in the masks. He gets into the ring and he knocks Ambrose out. Ambrose tries to run away through the crowd, but then they start brawling in the crowd. They get back into the ring, but then Dean gets the upper hand. Eventually hits him with the dirty deeds on the floor. He starts saying something like he has integrity and whatnot. Gets it back into the ring, surrounded by his guys and gas masks, and he hits another dirty deeds on him. So not a bad segment. I don't know. The first time I saw this, I'm thinking, okay, are they just going to base Dean's heel character just around just bad spells? I feel like that's gonna get old. Like if they're gonna have Dean just blow things out of proportion and do something ridiculous, like that's bringing the crazy lunatic stuff out of it in his character. Which in that case, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's something a little more I could get behind. At first, I'm thinking they're just going to go through the motions with this whole thing. Oh, it's nothing but smells with Dean Ambrose. No, has to do something even more crazier to keep going. Like so far, like the promos he's delivering are good, but I can still feel they can go more and go deeper with this Dean Ambrose heel turn. I mean, I know Lauren said she doesn't see this going past Royal Rumble, but what I think's going to happen is they're going to have the match at TLC. They may have another match on Raw or two. Who knows? They may overdo it till Mania, but they're both probably going to be in the Royal Rumble, and they'll both probably be in the Elimination Chamber in an Elimination Chamber match for whatever is for Raw at Elimination Chamber. and then they have another one-on-one match again. 3 Stages of Hell. If Seth does not face Brock, of course, at WrestleMania. That's the long-term plan. I'm gonna say for this, but this can't be just, the TLC and Rumble. That's it. No. This was supposed to be a WrestleMania match this year, but thanks to Ambrose's injury, that's what caused it not to happen. Like, this should happen. I get there. Anyways, I'll get to that text in a second. But yeah. So I still say, the pace with the Ambrose heel turn has been all right again. Again, I kind of overreacted again with the whole thing, saying, okay, we're just going to base off of the smells, but no, again, they need to do more stuff like that, but continuing to have Dean Ambrose being kind of crazy and whatnot. Like, I feel like more is still being brought out in this character. Like, on the microphone, good, but I still think they have some more work to make him look more like a badass heel, like a Tommaso Ciampa heel. He's not Tommaso Ciampa material yet. He's showing signs of it. He's showing potential with it, but again, they still need to dig a little bit deeper into this heel persona for Dean Ambrose. But overall, not a bad segment. Definitely the best part of the show for sure. We then have, of course, Corey Graves and Renee Young arguing over apparently about any insight about Ambrose, and then we see, oh goodness, we see Nia Jax interview backstage, talking about how apparently Ronda's partner is going to be Ember Moon, which I could have guessed that as soon as that happened. Jax says it's a shame because they were both kind of hoping that Charlie Caruso would be your partner. Why? Any partner, though, sounds ridiculous just because we've seen their face. They look at their face, and they're going to rearrange it, even though in the match they threatened to punch her in the face, but she punched her in the stomach. And she's like, then I'm going to take back what's rightfully mine. It's her Raw machine at TLC. Nope, not going to happen. So then we get the loser leaves Raw match between Heath Slater and Rhino. Heath Slater wins, so Rhino's gone, but that's all it did. Rhino lost, and that was it. Backstage, Slater was upset, saying that, he wants, is there anything to do to save Rhino's job? Corbin says he needs to shove and put on his uniform. Corbin gives him a referee shirt and saying he's no longer an active competitor, but he's now a referee. So whatever, I guess this is a lose situation where they're really going to do anything with either one of them either way, but who cares? So we have 35 minutes left in Raw. And what do we get? We get Finn Balor and Jinder Mahal. Did not care at all. I spent more time filling up this cup in this match. And for some reason, Apollo Crews randomly showed up to save Finn Balor. I thought maybe they were going to tease Apollo Crews heel turn or something like that. But no, because apparently, remember, Crews and Mahal kind of had a couple matches like several weeks ago. Like, oh, that's right. They feuded a few weeks ago. Let's have them randomly show up here for no reason and help out Finn Balor. Made no sense. And then we have Balor backstage being interviewed, saying it's been a great night for him. Then he gets blindsided and beaten down by Drew McIntyre. We get another video package hyping up Lars Sullivan, this time saying, whatever brand picks me and I'll be dangerous and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. We then get the entrances for our main events. Before the match started, we see Nia, Tamina, Ember, and Ronda brawl. The match happens. I didn't care. Ronda Rousey gets Tamina to tap out the armbar, and that's how the show ends. Thank God I finished talking about that. Let's go to the polls. Then I will go to the live chat. So for my poll for what grade would you give this week's episode of Raw, #Raw and #Raw Cleanse, 4 votes, and the choices were A to C, not applicable, because that's very unlikely. Choice 2 is D. Choice 3 was F. And then 0 was worse. And D was worse than last week. So we got 4 votes. 1 vote for A to C, which I said was not applicable, but apparently somebody does, probably Vince. 25% said D, and 50% said F. Nobody said worse than last week. I was this close to giving this Raw an F. But my opinion is I enjoyed the stuff with Ambrose, and I somewhat enjoyed the whole Drew McIntyre stuff also. So I'll give this a D-, to be a little bit nice. A D- for this Raw, but God, in this drag, it was awful. It was a nightmare. But what's not a nightmare is the chat of live. Let's see what you guys all have to say in the live chat. Let me see here. I think we were right here. Lauren had to grab her phone charger. Elite Squad says my ratings. Banks and Bailey / Fox and James, 1.75 out of 5. McIntyre has to go 2.25 out of 5. Dawn Social House Party, 0 out of 5 for sure. Mahal and Balor, 1 out of 5. The main event, 2.5 out of 5. Slater and Rhino, 1 out of 5. That stuff with Maverick and Rude, 1 out of 5 for sure. And that's why I forgot. That's what I forgot to mention also. I don't like how the fact that there's adding just a siren to Dean Ambrose theme music. Dean needs something like completely different. Don't just be lazy, add just an annoying siren to his music for sure. And Dean did look like Bane for sure. Dean's heel turn needs to be a better angle. Has even a match. He hasn't even had a match since his turn. No, he has not. Hear a ding. Yeah, that was my phone. Just gonna get my message also on my laptop also. Would you wait until Mania for Dean's heel turn? Would have been too late, to be honest. No, not that long. I'd say around this time could have been the heel turn. I'd say what could have happened. Around this time, probably. Maybe just like it was like 2 months too early, maybe. But then again, like I said before, they capitalized on it on probably one of the best opportunities they had, which was the night that Roman Reigns got sick. Buried talent. The Revival, yes. Apollo Crews, yes. Mojo Rawley, yes. Zack Ryder for sure. Yes, Slater. Yes, Rhino. I mean, Slater and Breeze. Bobby Roode is way buried. Chad Gable, yeah. I wouldn't say the Iconics quite yet, but they're getting there. Yeah, Renee Game Matt was funny. Bro, Matt Riddle. Yes, he's awesome. Lauren's phone's dying. Mom gotta be at the airport at 5 a.m. trying to get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow or Wednesday. You'll see you then whenever, Lauren. Main event with women again enough, she says. WWE should have let Ambrose beat John Moxley or bitter about Rollins turning on the Shield. That too. Bob Roode, as Jay says. But yeah, guys, as most of you check it out, I'm going to check out too, guys. Again, terrible episode of Raw. Once again, D-. It seems like they're trying to compete with what can get worse and worse. So schedule the rest of this week. This week's going to be crazy once again, guys. Again, not just because of work, but there's a lot going on. So here's the thing. I'm going out of town this coming weekend for my cousin's wedding. So I'm leaving Friday, like mid-Friday afternoon. I'm working tomorrow night, so I will most likely not be able – I'll either review SmackDown when I get home tomorrow or maybe Wednesday morning. But my trifecta is going to be affected big time because since I'm not going to be able to work Saturday, I'm going to work a double shift Wednesday. So I'll at least try to do the NXT UK review Wednesday, and then I'll finish whatever I didn't get to do Thursday. And I work Thursday night. Friday, I leave. I'm going to be leaving my home around 3 o'clock. So if I get up early enough, maybe I'll do the special live stream Friday. If not, then I'll have to wait till I get back on Sunday. But as I also said too on Twitter, I would like to also take some suggestions because the special live streams, there could be multiple ones each week for December, is going to be my top 10s, of 2018. Best and worst. Could be top 10 matches, top 10 superstars, top 10 storylines, top 10 tag teams. I'm taking some suggestions. I'll be doing those throughout December. Again, just stay patient with me, guys. Again, this is a busy time of the year, very crazy with the holidays, and my cousin getting married went up. So hopefully, after next weekend, things should be a little bit easier to digest. I'd say, of course, until we get to Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, which is going to be busy, for the holidays. But yeah. But guys, thanks again for all the patience. So just again, I'll review SmackDown sometime either tomorrow night or Wednesday. Wednesday night, I'll try to do at least NXT UK since there's probably going to be 2 shows. And then I'll do 205 Live NXT on Thursday. Thursday has to be a little earlier also because I had to pick up my sister from the airport on Thursday. And then Friday, again, I leave for my cousin's wedding for the weekend. So again, guys, just thanks for being patient with me. Again, I promise you, though, eventually things will get settled back again. But just right now, kind of crazy. So, guys, as always, thanks for being patient. D- for Raw tonight. Leave us out in the comment section below. Slap like on the video, slap that subscribe button. We're Content Point channel. You can follow me on Twitter as well, the man Everybody 3, and also check out my video game let's plays for Hitler Strikes Back, Hitler the Ninth Gate, Backyard Baseball 2003, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Also, I'm going to record my tournament for Dolph Ziggler. I'll get that upload also before I go to bed tonight as well. So, guys, thank you for joining me live. I'll see you all later. So, until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.